Get out of here. Lilith's gonna take it. Lilith's gonna...
Shut up!
Nothing will harm that book.
Only Cthon
Can kill
Cthon.
Cthon. Good job, Lilith. You did the right thing. You did the right thing, Lilith.
Energy! Surge! Get out of there!
Or are you gonna try to save your mom?
For you, my child.
Good job, Lilith.
Go home. Leave. And live. No. What's happening?
Cthon changed us both when you cured me centuries ago. We belong to that book as much as him now.
Oh no. What does that mean now? Wow. What's gonna happen now?
I failed you.
No. You saved me. Saved us all. Whatever happens next, we shall face it together. Mother.
Wow. Family is forever. Nice. Wow, I got 3. Okay. Whoa. Master of the Hunt, legendary passive. Reduce all collar thresholds by 1. And a hunter is immune to all negative status effects. Well, I would like to think that since we got Master of the Hunt, that Hunter is still around. So, legendary combat suit. Ooh. So what's gonna happen now? Whoa. So, wait, now what?
Sometimes I forget just how beautiful that can be.
I never do.
Just wish everyone was here to see it.
Well, a giant wall of light did just teleport us back here from the crossroads of creation to our own little pocket dimension localized here in the sunny suburbs of Massachusetts. Fairly certain anything's possible at this point.
Oh, Peter. I'll find a way back to you, Peter. Oh, man. Hunter, who I believe used to be female. Whoa, friendship level for Wolverine. Okay. In the middle of credits. Thanks, Wolverine. That was weird. Oh, what a bittersweet ending. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm getting really teary-eyed. That was beautiful. Ooh, that music. Oh, and it's all the tarot, not the tarot cards. It's all the different characters. Ghost Rider, Captain Marvel. Wow. Oh. Tony, Iron Man. Oh, what a game. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yikes. Oh, jeez. That was amazing. I absolutely loved this game. There was so many things about this game that the developers did right. And I know that I had there were a few points of frustration, but none of those points kept me from just absolutely loving the game and recognizing all the wonderful things they got right in this game, at least in terms of how I love RPGs and strategy games. Let me start by talking about the ending there. I have to admit, when Lilith basically like did everything to destroy Chthon and save Hunter and his friends, I got teary-eyed. I did. And I felt, in that moment, I finally was able to realize what she was trying to do the whole time. And it definitely took me by surprise. Like, I think I admit that I misjudged Lilith deeply. I thought that whatever she was doing was selfishly for Hunter and not necessarily for the world, but it seems like she was trying to help Hunter and the world and his friends. Oh, is this one of those Marvel after credits
I'm
things?
starting to think the Ancient Ones never believed we'd actually survive the prophecy.
I could consult the records of the Vishanti once the city approves the Sanctum's rebuilding permit.
Lilith and the Hunter's Bond defied death before. Defied Chthon. Prophecy or not, I know this story is far from over.
I hope so. Where's that Marvel, like... Okay, so that was the in true Marvel style, that was the mid-credits scene. I'm hoping there's going to be an after-credits scene. That maybe, cross our fingers, we'll actually see Hunter and possibly even Lilith coming back. But yeah, no, I thought it was really cool how they did that. I did not expect Lilith's ultimate plan to be to destroy Chthon and free Hunter of basically the demon inside of him, essentially. And I think the only reason why she couldn't say anything to Hunter directly is because, Chthon was listening, or somebody above was listening. Most likely Chthon was listening, and she couldn't tell Hunter directly, and so she was speaking in code. And so I admit I have a lot of respect for her, because even though she did act really shady and a lot of things that she said made her seem like the villain, I think that was all just a lot of it. I mean, there was some truth to it, but it was like a twisty truth. And ultimately, she was trying to talk to us in code, and we just didn't really pick up on it. Saying it wasn't so much that she was saying, "Hey, you'll be on my side." It was more she was saying, "Hey, I'm going to be on your side by the end of this." And so I do feel guilty, and I do feel bad about some of the last things we said to her, because I'm sure a lot of the words that we said to her really cut deep. But at the same time, I think that many of my responses, not all, but I think at least half of the responses I gave to Lilith was trying to somewhat meet her in between and give her somewhat the benefit of the doubt. There might have been some responses where I absolutely was like, "No, you'll never be my mother," or "No, I will never be on your side." But it was more like, I think one of the last things I said to her was, "If you truly love me, like, stop this madness." And I think she knew that that's exactly what Hunter wanted her to do, and that's what she ended up, and that is what she was planning on doing probably from the beginning. So I do want to say that she truly was a great parent, because even though her kids completely like denied her and rejected her and painted her as the villain, she still did not allow that to crush her spirit, because I'm sure her spirit must have been crushed by a lot of things that Hunter said. It didn't matter. She was willing to go to hell and back, or stay in hell, for her son, and for her son's world, and for her son's friends. Those last two things are the most important to me, because virtually every single parent would move heaven and earth for their kids. But not every parent would be willing to move heaven and earth for their kids and their kids' loved ones and friends and their kids' world if the apocalypse was coming. You know what I'm saying? Not every parent, I think, could do that. A lot of parents, I think, would do a lot of sacrifice. Hopefully most parents would just do that by default and do everything for their kids by default. That's just, I think, a general expectation. It doesn't happen with every family or parent, unfortunately, but I think most of them do. I'd like to give most parents the benefit of the doubt for that, or most, So I do applaud Lilith for that, and I am glad that Hunter was able to see what she was actually planning this whole time and was able to forgive her, and hopefully the rest of the Midnight Suns can forgive Lilith too. It would be really nice if there was an after credits that showed Hunter and Lilith coming back, maybe coming back to life, even though Caretaker says, oh, there's no coming back from this, but I don't know, we'll see. Because I do feel like there's got to be some sort of New Game Plus if we got all of those neat, trinkets, but maybe those neat trinkets are for just before the end of the game. I don't know. That also could happen too. The entire climactic sequence was really well done. I love the touch that they did at the end that I refer to as the quote-unquote Dragon Age Origins ending, where all of your companions were just lined up and ready for you to talk to them just before the final battle, just to have that final possible farewell, because none of them were sure that they were all coming back. It was basically like a suicide mission, from another BioWare game. But anyway, yeah, that was a great touch. That's exactly what I expected and what I would have wanted before we went into the final boss. And I also wanted to say that the final mission, the final story mission, was really clever and very creative. It was a great way to essentially incorporate all of the characters in the party, because normally you would just bring 3 heroes to a quest, or at most 6 if you had 2 squads, with Hunter basically being one out of the 3 characters on both squads. So that would actually be 5 characters. But no, they came up with a way to actually have everyone in the group participate. My one nitpick is it would have been nice to have had a little bit more control over who were the final 4 heroes at the end of that. It felt like it wasn't always the same 4 people each time. I don't know if it was chosen randomly. They said it was the most powerful characters in your group, and I'm not sure what that means exactly, because I did double check, and I did notice that people like Wanda were at least higher level than I think Carol, because I think Wanda was level 19 and Carol was 18, and I believe the other 4 were 18 as well. And I'm not sure if another character was also 19 or 20. But anyway, if they were saying the most powerful as in the highest level, yes, that gives you a little bit of control as to who are the final 4, but it seemed like that wasn't it. So I don't know what was the criteria of determining who the final 4 people are, or if it's just purely random. Maybe it's purely based on the most friendship you have, but I had crazy high like beyond Mac's friendship with Peter and Tony and Captain America and now Wolverine, but they weren't in the Final Four. So I don't know. I thought it would have been really nice if it were up to me. I would have had the Final Four be, my top 4 favorite characters in the game, which would be Spider-Man, Peter Parker at the top, Steve Rogers, Captain America, second, Eddie, Robbie. I'm sorry, Robbie. Why do I keep calling? How many hours into this game and I still am calling Robbie Eddie? Robbie Reyes or Ghost Rider, and then the fourth one being, I think it was Tony Stark. Yeah, I believe it was Tony Stark. I probably would have wanted Wanda, actually. It would have been fitting if Wanda was the fourth one, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, I mean, that's a small nitpick. Just, it would have been felt more epic. Because I do know that in Mass Effect, for example, they do take in consideration the characters that you are A, the most bonded with the most, and B, that you romanced, in determining like who participates in the final scenes or the final battles. So that would have been really nice. That would have been a really nice touch. But again, there's just so many awesome things that this game just nailed, like just knocked out of the park. Everything that had anything to do with the friendship system of this game, of course I absolutely loved. Like all of the hangouts, the Haven hangouts, the gifts, the compliments, all of that stuff, even the small things like the dialogue choices that you make that can increase or decrease their friendship. Like that's all super cool stuff. That's very BioWare-esque, like Mass Effect and Dragon Age. And they just incorporate it into this game so well. Little things like customizing your outfits and having a little toggle that lets you automatically change outfits every single day, which is a perfect response to that, the joke about how so many characters in cartoons and TV shows and movies, mostly cartoons though, they always wear the exact same thing. They always have the exact same outfits. And it's kind of nice that it just helps with the immersion to make it feel like these characters that you live with in this abbey are real people who are doing real, everyday things like changing their outfits every day, not wearing the exact same clothing every single day. The Super Link was also a really cool touch too, because again, it allowed you to sort of see the characters interact with each other and banter with each other and send messages to each other. That also did super well with the immersion. There again, so many things about this game they just completely knocked out of the park, and just executed it about as flawlessly as I would have imagined it could have been, and some of the reasons, and in other ways like exceeded like the things that I could have imagined for an RPG. I really enjoyed, as someone who doesn't really particularly care a lot for open world games, they did a really good, they did a really good, they handled the semi-open worldness of the Abbey, because I'm not a huge fan of open world because it's just too much. A fully exploratory open world is just, I don't know. It's just too overwhelming for me, to the point that I just can't really enjoy it thoroughly. I understand the appeal, especially for people who like to just go out and explore things. I'm not that kind of person. I like exploring things, but within a very well-defined, smaller scale box. And I think the Abbey was the perfect size. It was the perfect size box for me, because you did get to explore quite a bit of this massive space. There were areas that were locked, and there were story reasons why they were locked until there were story plots that caused you to unlock them. And then you were able to explore more things. And it never felt like, you never felt pressured to find everything, because I think if you did find everything around, like, really, I think the major stuff that you got, other than, you know, more reagents and like that eventually led to cards during like the clubs, and items in the chests for all the new chests that you would find, and, you know, story. A lot of the reasons why the rewards for doing the exploration was more getting more lore, getting more of the story, number one, and number two, getting new, getting new palettes and outfits for people. You know, at least that's what the collections did, was it gave you some new aesthetic stuff, which again is perfect because not everybody cares about the aesthetics, and honestly not everyone cares about the story as much. Although if you're playing a game and just totally ignoring the story, like, I feel like that is a big chunk of this game. But I mean, the strategy is also a very big part of it too, and of course the superheroes. But yeah, no, the Abbey open worldness of it, the contained open worldness of it was perfect for me, absolutely perfect for me. Yeah, and the gameplay of the actual combat itself, I love the cards. It made it so much more interesting, because in a lot of RPGs, you just kind of spam the same thing over and over again. Like, even if you had a bunch of, you basically like had a set like attack chain, for example, and you would just say, I do this first, then this first, then this first, and you kind of just do the exact same strategy over and over again in many RPGs. But in this one, you kind of are forced to adapt and, you know, and just react to things because of how the cards, it's the heart of the cards that determines like what you can or can't do in any given moment. Okay. This is the after credits. The planets are aligned again.
I came to destroy him.
Came to destroy Cthon.
Lies from his herald.
Surprise me, beloved one. Coming so far.
It is over already.
Whoa, is that?
Amateurs.
Oh, is that opening up for a sequel? That might be opening it for a sequel. Oh, wait, I'm awake now. It's like Groundhog Day. Congratulations on finishing the main campaign of Marvel's Midnight Suns. The Hunters return to a point before the Midnight Sun, allowing them to continue completing missions, leveling up heroes, improving friendships, and exploring the Abbey and its grounds. A new set of high-level general missions are available in Transia. All previously defeated Fallen and villains may appear on missions in any region. New Game Plus is now unlocked. Wondering what... So New Game Plus is in you can continue the game with all of your objectives? Or all of your stuff? Okay. So I guess Hunter and his mom never actually comes back. Ooh, super legendary. Oh, man. Hey, Logan. Nice. So I guess there's a few chests. I'm glad I saved these chests, because now I just want to see if I can get any other color palettes for this outfit. Let me just check this out really quick before I do my closing remarks. You know. But no, I mean, this is just, I feel like this game is probably my favorite game of 2022. There we go. Yeah, that's exactly. This is why I saved those chests, for this very reason, so I can grab these last minute items. Like pallets and things. Yeah, so I mean, they did a smart thing where the rewards for exploring around the Abbey, like, are not utterly game changing. You know, it's more for aesthetics and more for lore, and it's very optional. That's very smart, I think, of them to do that. So you're not making people feel guilty that, oh gosh, I have to do this. You don't have to. But for those people like myself who are semi-completionists, it's probably something that you would be motivated to do. So, okay, super. Okay. Nothing looks orangey. Ooh, that's an interesting color scheme. Ooh, I like this one. I'm gonna put on this one because it looks mostly like Spider-Man. Yeah. I'm not sure like which one I should put the hoodie on. Let me put on the Fearsome 4. This is probably fitting too to end with. Yeah. A lot of my characters are on there.
Can I help you?
They're all getting ready. Okay, in order to end things, let me sit next to, or stand next to, the man of the day.
What's up, Hunter?
Hey, Peter. There's Peter. Okay. Yeah, you just hang out right there, Peter. That's where I want you to be. But yeah, no, I love... The characters were awesome. I love being able to meet and learn about so many superheroes and so much Marvel lore that I had no idea about. As someone who actually has watched every single Marvel Universe movie, as in like the 2020, as of 2022, that Marvel Universe movie, all of those movies, and the Disney Plus shows, I think I'm up to date on everything. There's still so many characters and so much lore from this game that I had no clue whatsoever, and I love it. Like I heard of Blade, but I've never seen any of Blade's movies. I think there is another Blade, a more recent upcoming Blade movie that's coming out, which I'm now really excited to see because of meeting Blade in this game. I really love Magic and Nico and Robbie. Like I kind of want to watch cartoons or shows with those characters now because they're just really cool, and I don't know, that's a really great thing about this kind of game. And yeah, I mean, I have to say that I love Peter Parker. Hands down my favorite character, not just because he's a pretty face, but I think that his dialogue is awesome, his abilities are fun, you know, in combat. Every single interaction with Peter is just gold. The voice actor who voice acts Peter did a fantastic job. I'm gonna have to look him up because he did great. I'm wondering if he also voice acts Peter Parker in some of the other Marvel video games. That would be neat if he does. And it's just really cool to see a different type of Peter Parker other than the Tom Holland, the Tobey Maguire, the Andrew Garfield, although I love them too. I pretty much have loved every single like Peter Parker of like version, whether it be video games, movies, TV shows. I pretty much like them all. So cartoons, definitely, probably Peter Parker is definitely, I would say, I think it would be my favorite superhero in the Marvel universe, which is also, again, my son's favorite Marvel superhero too. So we all love our Peter Parker, or we all love our Spider-Man. So yeah, I think everything else I've already said all throughout the game. So definitely a big war. Even though it's not a perfect game, no game is perfect. It's pretty darn close. Pretty darn close for me. I would give this an A+. It like even after the first like 2 hours of playing this game, I already was like, this is gonna be like one of my favorite games of the year, if not my favorite game of the year. So thank you to all of the developers who worked on this game, and just again, knocked it out of the park in so many ways. I am hoping that that final end scene means that there's going to be a sequel. I hope that this game is as successful as I think it has been, so that they will make a sequel, and that they will, I'd like to have faith that they will make sure that they keep the things that worked well in this game, in addition to adding new things. Like, there's nothing wrong with expanding and adding new things to this game, just as long as the heart of it and, the core that people love about this game also transfers over to the other game. It'd be really cool for them to bring on other new characters, like some of the other Avengers, like Thor. I would have loved for Thor to be here. I would love for Ant-Man. Ant-Man is one of my favorites from the Marvel Universe characters as well. I love Ant-Man. Something about bugs. Spider-Man, Ant-Man, I have a soft spot for them. And probably also because I have a soft spot for Paul Rudd, too, who does Scott Lang super well. I would love... What other Avengers are there? I mean, it would be great to actually have Hulk be a main fixture in the campaign instead of, like, very close to the end. It would be great to see, like, Black Widow would be fun. Hawkeye would be fun. I'm trying to think, like, who else? There's a lot of characters. I feel like with the popularity of the Marvel Universe movies, that they probably would consider bringing those characters in. I did get the season pass, so that there are 4 other DLC characters that are supposed to be releasing in the near future, or at least at some point. I think Deadpool is supposed to be the first one, followed by Venom, I think, and then Mobius, I think. Mobius, I don't know anything about Mobius, but I think he's a vampire as well, or he's not a vampire. Something darkness. And then Storm from the X-Men, which I think would be awesome. Like, with all the knockbacks and environmental stuff, she seems like she's going to be a really fun, almost Magic 2.0, but not quite like Magic, because Magic's her own thing. But anyway, thank you, everyone.
Ready to fight some crime?
Yes, absolutely, Peter.
I thanked you for bringing me back with you, right?
Yeah.
I know we're here because people are in danger, but I have to admit, I'm a little excited.
I'm excited too. Thank you, everyone, for watching this playthrough, whether you watched only a few select episodes here and there, or if you watched the entirety from beginning to end. Congratulations if you did that. More power to you for having the time to do that. Thank you so much for following my journey, and I hope that you had fun, and that I hope that my enjoyment of this game translated, and that you were able to share in that joy, because I absolutely love this game, almost as much as I love Peter. But anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and until next time, everybody, love yourselves and love Peter Parker.